What we're going to do today is we're going to talk to two types of agents. We're going to talk to those that really should be underneath a mentor right now because they're newer in the business. And then we're going to talk to the agent that's already, doing good production, but kind of plateaued, and the importance of them actually hiring a mentor, whoever that might be, where we don't advocate one over the other or anything like that. And, a couple of things that you talked about that I want to expand on a little bit more. And you said, in my own words, emotional management, because, you're absolutely right. One day, you generate a couple of leads, you take a listing, you like all the stars are aligning and it's a perfect day. And you wish you could have a day like that every single day, followed by a week or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months for some people in some industries to where absolutely nothing's happening and it's all crickets. How do you keep your emotions in check such that you're able to show up at your best, being every single day, continuing to believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, it's so challenging. And you probably know this too. It truly is. It's an active effort on a daily basis. And I think as I've gotten, let's say more, so, when you're a brand new agent and you have maybe very little responsibilities. I had no kids at the time. I wasn't married at the time. So you have very little responsibility. So you're really just like managing yourself, really. At that time, I would definitely stick to a workout routine. I would stick to making sure that I would vocalize my feelings to my mentor so that he could talk me through like, ooh, I'm having like really crappy month. Like, what do you think? Am I going to get out of this? So being really vocal with whoever you trust is so important to go through that. But fast forward, when you start getting to this hustle bustle mode of like, okay, daily leads and daily contracts and all that fun stuff, my saving grace really is podcasts. It is, you have a podcast. There's probably something in you that, that kind of ventured you into this. But you have to realize that in this business, everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through meeting people that you wish you never met, right? But you take that as a learning lesson. You don't take it to heart. I have to remind myself that if there's something that happens between me and a client, or maybe me and another agent, or whatever the case may be, you have to remind yourself, like, don't take it personally. You don't know them personally. You have no idea what's happening in their lives. So kind of like removing yourself from those scenarios, emotionally speaking, and then just keeping up to date with these coaches. So I actively listen to Tom Ferry podcasts daily. One of my favorite books is Tim Grover's Winning, and I swear I'm on round 3 of it. I don't sit there and read a book, but I do Audible. So when I'm out with the kids and I'm at a soccer game and I'm driving there and I have some downtime, I throw in my AirPods and listen to a chapter. It kind of normalizes the feelings of, let's say you are going through a funk. And I have to say, like, this year has been so wild with everything, whether it's work or the kids at home and the whole COVID situation, everything. You just could get stuck in those feelings. And when work is happening and busy and you have deals closing, it's hard to stop and actually check in with yourself, but you have to remind yourself to check in with yourself. So the podcast and the Audibles helped me tremendously.
Love it. So here's what I wrote down. I said, just so I could pack it out. I said, one workout, what a way for you to release the tension and to get that dopamine to feel good. Number 2, you said, vocalize. So we're talking about a support system. We're talking about what is coming out of your mouth and who's supporting the conversation that you're having, and correcting that conversation many times, because you could be, having the wrong conversation because it's happening in your mind. And then there's somebody that, once you vocalize it, they correct you and bring things back to perspective and take you back to hope, take you back to clarity, take you back to certainty.
Right.
So, and then he said, what are you hearing, whether it's Audible or whether it is, a podcast? And I'd rather listen to that than to listen to the negativity of the other agents and the news and everything else that's happening, which is going to totally impact how you're thinking and how you're feeling and the actions that you take. And then you've said, hey, don't take things personally. Don't take things personally. It's not about you. Let it be about them. And then you said reading. So basically what you're describing right there is a winning formula.